gonna be amazing.
All right. Hello, everyone. We are back on the air with the next episode of the Furry Raiders podcast. My name is Jolt. As usual, I am the chief host of the show, and joining me is none other than my co-host, Avira.
Hey, everybody! It's me, the Candy Corn Doggo.
And joining me is none other than my co-host. Next up on the show is Douglas. Welcome back.
Yes, thanks so much for having me back. Sorry about the technical issues the past couple times.
Well, what's going on here? Why is everyone talking?
Somebody's
I think
echoing.
we got a bit of an echo going on.
I'm fine though. But
Not
other
me.
than that, yeah, yeah, it's good to see, and especially when things work.
Well, yeah, I had to do a bunch of jumping through hoops to get it to work on my system now. But it does for now.
We're gonna ask glitch.
Next up on the panel, Toonie.
Hello.
Glad to have you again.
Thank you.
And last of all, we have a new first timer on the show, Jolly Jenkins. Please formally introduce yourself and do tell us a little bit of a fun fact.
I introduce myself, huh? Well,
Yes,
hi. I guess. Well, I guess that's good enough then.
well, that's pretty. I mean, I've had depressing introductions, but this is probably one that takes cake.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to work on that definitely. Jeez.
Man,
Riveting.
very like
Isn't
it's
it,
like you've
though?
got some stage fright or something.
Oops. I guess.
So, other than that, shall we jump right on board? 'Cause
Yes,
we
let's
are
jump.
going to straight up show you guys why we called this episode the Next Zabivaka.
Oh boy.
Because guess that the Belarus has revealed the new mascot for the European Games this year in Minsk. Here it is.
It's
I
like-
can't see it right now, but
Wow. So
Did you say this is from Belarus?
Yes.
yeah,
it's-
and you would think that like the
Remind
Slavic
me where
countries
Belarus
would
is
learn their
again?
lesson.
it's near Russia.
The Balkan nation, north of Ukraine,
Yeah.
west of Russia, south of
It's not
Latvia.
Balkan.
Lithuania.
It's
And East of
Slavic.
Eastern Europe. Yeah.
Yeah.
And do they
listened
have
to
foxes of
some
that type? I mean, in the not humanized type, in that area of region.
Say again.
I don't know.
I'll be honest, I haven't actually formally checked what they would have in Belarus.
I don't know. I guess
Yeah.
I'm criticizing it for like the choice of mascot, I guess,
Hey,
where they're from, but at the same time, did they not learn their lesson from every other time somebody
look, here's the
mascot like
thing. I think, to be honest, you don't expect to see a furry community, or if any, in the nation of Belarus to begin with.
Well,
No.
the only thing I know about Belarus is just toxic
they-
radiation, toxic wasteland, nuclear wasteland. Thanks,
No,
Ukraine.
that's Kazakhstan.
Belarus is
Oh,
essentially
August.
Europe's last dictatorship.
Oh wait, yeah, isn't that right underneath Lithuania?
Yeah,
Out
north of
by,
Ukraine.
That's right next to Poland.
It's been run by
Yes, it is.
Alexander
It's
Lukashenko
bordered in
since
Poland.
1990s.
Wait a minute, don't they have like the highest speed, or maybe that's Lithuania, but don't they have some of the highest speed internet in the world?
Belarus?
I do not know. Let me look that up.
All right,
Or maybe
so
that's Lithuania. I don't know. I just know that they have insanely high speed fiber optic internet over there and like stuff like that.
Right. But just to get you guys to look at it, what do you think of Lessig the Fox's design?
I don't know. I haven't
there's a
seen it
lot
yet.
of well, how do I put this? Potential behind it.
Yeah.
I don't like the way you said that.
Well, they walked into it. You know what I mean?
I mean,
I
it's
like
I mean, yeah, it is made by normie people who wouldn't expect them to be, to know what
Okay,
goes beyond.
The highest internet speed in the world appears to be tied between Singapore and South Korea.
Oh, really?
Belarus, I don't see anywhere in the top 10.
Well, I think Lithuania then, maybe.
Lithuania? Let me look at that. Lithuania.
So I haven't seen the fox yet. Can
Had
I,
like
I don't-
gigabyte speed
I
internet.
thought I gave. Actually, no, never mind. I gave you
Also-
the link though. But
On the person...
you guys
Huh.
want to know something that's great though?
What's great?
Go on.
Perfect suit.
Oh
Oh
no!
my god.
Oh
Wait,
no!
Was it?
Now, guys, I was saying this earlier. I think that if I saw this at a furry convention, I would probably mistake it for an actual fursuit. Right? Like, doesn't it look like it could be?
Well,
Sort of.
Really well as one.
Who's that? It looks familiar.
It is
I
one.
can mistake it for a
If
face
you want to
person
be
I
real
know.
technical about that.
I think it's a squirrel. Is it? That's his name?
I don't know. It just looks like it could be a fursuit, like that you would see at a normal convention.
I
Like,
know,
it
but
doesn't look
who's
like
this
a
mascot?
thing.
Well, who's this mascot for? The Olympics?
It's
The
the
one thing
European
you-
Games for 2019.
Oh, okay.
It's a sporting event, and
Yeah.
naturally,
I've
Yeah,
actually
but
figured
he
out
looks
one big
familiar.
distinction between mascots and furries. The
Oh,
mascots tend
well-
to have simpler designs.
Here's the thing, though. Guys, this is kind of weird, but I don't. This mascot has a backstory. Like a
Indeed.
full-blown SONA character. Okay, so
Wow.
here it is.
Okay.
Here-
Go on.
Here's basically the story.
Wait,
He
scroll
is
up. Can I
actually-
see?
He's from another planet. He arrived on Earth. He walked 1 million steps and found Belarus and wanted to fulfill his dreams because the country was
Fulfill
so
his
beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
he's,
that's
that's
the
the
most
radioactive
story.
wasteland.
he's an
That,
alien.
that is the most mediocre story ever.
it's meant to appeal to the younger folks. I mean,
This
give
is something
them
a
some
furry would
credit.
make,
Give them
though.
some credit.
Something that you would expect they would make the story up for little kids.
They
Scroll-
got
wait,
the
scroll a little
shots,
bit. I
you
want to
know.
see
Makes
the
sense
guy.
though, you know, since they're trying to have it be a family-friendly mascot and all that.
Mhm.
It's just so fast, you know.
Takes you find
I
a
laugh at
chat.
the notion of family friendly.
This might
Can
be
you scroll
wrong.
up a little bit? I want to see something.
I mean, this might be the wrong time to say it, but I'm just waiting for like furry porn of this character all
Oh
over
God,
the
no! Why must you bring that up
Oh,
so
no.
damn soon?
Because what
It's gonna
happened to Zabivaka? They didn't learn their lesson.
Boy,
It's,
the
it's
sticker
not
stuff.
it's not the mascot makers that haven't to learn their lesson. It's that furries have no impulse control.
Okay, but
Okay,
will
yes and
say-
yes. I think we can agree to disagree here. Huh?
I will
Okay.
say that I haven't actually found anything of this character yet.
Yet.
On FA.
It's a ticking time bomb, though.
Look,
we put
I
emphasis
can
on
straight up say right now at this point in time, no furry on Twitter has been talking about the mascot at the moment.
I don't think they
So
know.
you think we're the
They
first
don't
ones
know.
to be talking about this, huh?
I mean, I got
Yeah.
tipped off from another furry group I'm in. They found out about it, and then I was like, I have to see if this is legit. And lo and behold, here we are.
So is he a fox or
He is
what
a,
animal is he?
well, he
So,
looks like a
alien.
fox,
No.
but he's an alien.
Family-friendly
He looks
fox.
more like a squirrel.
Hey now,
Yo.
that
What?
tail does not qualify him as squirrel material.
I don't know. Just remind me
No,
of a
no.
squirrel
Yeah.
YouTuber. I've got his name. I think it's A Squirrel. That's what his name is.
Yes, indeed, this is
The one.
It's right. It is meant to target the younger athletes though. Definitely.
I
Look at
mean,
this.
Yeah, that was inherently the point.
that actually looks nice.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not just the cake. That's also like the gesture of it all too.
Yeah. Yeah, he looks
Honestly,
pretty nice.
sort of really hope this doesn't get ruined.
No other furry
Really?
has, but I do have to be
Yeah,
the
right.
bearer of bad news.
Those things just kind of happen, you know.
If you want to,
Well,
keep,
actually, it's kind of our fault because we're spreading it.
Well, then we're sort of. Oh man,
yeah,
I hope we didn't create a self-fulfilling prophecy here.
no, nobody. Like I said, no.
Uh-oh, Avira dropped out again.
I think he'll pop up just fine again. Don't you worry.
Oh, speaking of dropping out, it should be good to point out that there's a chance I might drop out too.
Oh, is
That
your whoever it is coming over to your place now?
Bad internet?
Yeah, the technician from Spectrum who may or may not arrive. Third time's a charm, though. Maybe he'll actually come here next time.
So what's next? That
the Twitter. Oh,
when
of
Twitter,
course. You know what? I
like
was supposed to have this covered in a past episode, like couple of past episodes, literally. But
Okay,
they kind of forgot about, and now we have to play catch up.
Okay, what are you going to talk about?
Look at what's happened to the Twitter for SONA.
What's
That's because they told us no, okay? They told us we couldn't do it, that, they acted like they were gods.
Had to mock them,
They walked themselves right into this shit. They
rightfully deserved it.
They deserve this. They brought this on themselves. They told the people no, and the people just threw it right back at them with both middle fingers right high in the air. And they were laughing too, of course.
I don't know. I just tweeted out about how we should ship them with a Gap frog. Yeah, I posted them a 34 pic of the Twitter logo to the Gap frog.
They gave the stupidest rules possible for it. Like, people were going to break them. You couldn't even rotate the damn thing because violates fit and 20 policy. You know that. They walked themselves into this. I stand by this, and I will always say that they walked themselves into that.
I mean, yeah, they told us not to anthropomorphize the logo. Then they said that the logo has to be met to a standard.
That was pretty much the punchline of the joke, That wrapped the whole thing.
Why did they have to do that?
They put the final nail in their coffin.
I mean, look, you got to look at even outside of Twitter now, like any art website you can think of, Furfinity, DeviantArt, whatever it is.
Everyone makes derivatives of everything else. That's just how new things get invented. I mean, take for example spaghetti. Where did noodles come from? China. Where did tomatoes come from? America. They got brought together in Italy, and then they made it better.
Jeez.
Wait, so tomatoes are New World items?
Yeah, tomatoes came from the Americas.
Okay, just like potatoes. Got it.
Yeah, but in this case though, verifying Twitter would. I mean, it's not gonna make me go back on Twitter, but it's at least good. For something.
Is Avira alright?
I thought he'll be fine.
Yeah, I'll shoot him a message, see what's up.
I think. I mean, no, I don't know. I don't think he's basically dropped out this many times, and he was back on his iPad.
Oh, he's back now.
Oh my goodness! I'm sorry about.
We just talked about you.
Yeah,
really. Jeez,
not to mention, we were also going to ask you last time, like, what you thought about Twitter's new persona. Well, not new anymore, but
yeah.
Oh, you mean when they said that you're not allowed to make Twitter into an anthropomorphic? Oh my god! I love how everyone actually did the opposite of what they wanted.
Well, it's because
I wish you had showed that one really good meme where somebody made a persona for the Twitter anthropomorphized version of the Twitter icon, and then it had the screenshot of Twitter saying don't anthropomorphize the icon, and then had the anthropomorphized version of the icon mocking the quote.
Yeah, I saw that one.
That looked creepy.
I just saw that one. Yeah,
it was the best one.
Oh no!
Honestly, though.
They say that the Twitter mascot is a male, but yet everyone draws as a female.
Like, look, the most famous depiction you see is basically, they basically made Twitter a girl.
Twitter Chan.
I mean, they don't call it Twatter for nothing. I'm just gonna leave it there.
Twatter, but it's a bird.
Yeah, that's not what I'm referring to. Never mind.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I think that will probably this could have gone a little bit as it stands if it weren't for those dropouts. But we'll have to kind of push forward from here. Okay. Well, a couple of little comments first, though. Mikhail says, "Oh dear, they chose a fox." Yep, the furry community is going to draw a lot of gif of it.
Well, I mean, they shouldn't be surprised. They walked themselves into this.
I mean, either way, no matter which species you choose, they will still do it. They just have to happen to like the most.
I mean, like,
and that's been ruined the most by stereotypes.
Like, Zabivaka was just voted on. He wasn't picked. I'm not sure about this one. Did he voted on? Was he voted on or?
I don't know. I don't think they voted on any design choices, to my knowledge. They just basically up and revealed him with his suit.
Okay.
Well, with Zabivaka, they had a cat, a tiger, and a wolf. And the wolf actually was voted 52% over the other two, which was split around like 20, 26, thereabouts. But
everybody likes wolves. And I think like the artist, the original creator of Zabivaka was possibly a furry.
No, I don't think they were.
But no, because he tried anthropomorphic like animals before, so
there's no doubt they did that before.
To happen then.
Yeah.
But who believes in that, you know?
I don't have any doubt that the artist who designed Zabivaka did that stuff before.
Check her Instagram. I think I remember seeing them.
I mean, look, they'd have to have done this all in-house, of course.
I just really like this new mascot for Belarus. I think they did a really good job with it, to be honest.
I mean, it's got its appeal to the charm to the young ones and
and furries.
Yeah, of course, and a story to go along with it that even the kids can kind of follow. It's great, but
a 3-year-old could follow that story. Jesus.
Hey, Joel.
Yes.
What was that thing about the journalists?
Right. Yes. Our next item of discussion: the journalists. Yes. You know what the latest meme, or that the journalists have been facing now, because what happened was that a lot of jobs from all these outlets like BuzzFeed, Huffington Post, they all got laid off. Like
now,
1,000 journalists. The opinion section and some other things got laid off.
That's curious, especially from BuzzFeed.
And because of that now, people are now having a field day telling the journalists to learn to code.
Like the journos are over on the social media platforms and they're saying their little bullshit list of qualifications that no one else is really going to want to hire. And people are just fronting them straight up and saying, learn to code. It's that hopeless for them.
I'm not sure if I got this article. Hold on a moment.
No. I'm screen sharing it. Don't you worry. I didn't really, but I'll make this a lot easier because we can screen share and follow along. But yes, what happened was, yes, they were told to learn to code. Thousands and thousands over. I checked Twitter on that day and it was glorious. And then the journalist basically ran to Daddy Jack on Twitter to cry harassment. Oh, so that's how the story goes.
Why would the journalist need to learn how to code? What use is that?
Well, the whole idea behind this meme is that back in the 90s, when a lot of other people were losing their jobs, due to the whole internet boom, people were told to learn to code because you can get a better job that way. And so now it's being repatriated not repatriated, like reused to tell these people, hey, well, if you're out of a job, learn to code.
There's that. But the thing I want to show you, I've got this screen on display. From coal to code, a new path for laid-off miners in Kentucky. Now, bear in mind, this was back in 2016. And coal miners basically got laid out of a job and the news media advised them to learn to code.
Wow. Yeah. They still say that. That's crazy.
These guys basically got screwed over from bad trade deals or whatever have you during the Obama era. And, they got their careers repurposed.
So
they ended up fine with gusto, sure.
What's the news site called? NPR or NPC?
NPR.
NPC.
Yeah, NPR.
And you know what, though?
Yeah.
What's so funny about this, though, is that the shoe is on the other foot now. And,
Ironic.
These washed-up journalists can't take it.
Well, I think people in general are just so fed up with the fake news and biased nonsense that these companies like this keep on producing that, they're just losing money and viewership.
Look, I mean, I just wanted to say, like, did it actually pay off for them to basically keep attacking the Covington boys?
And that was fake news too. They lied about
the boys from Covington Catholic High School who smirked and stared down, and I wouldn't say stared down. He just smirked.
This is why I don't want
Native American elder.
Story.
No, it's all fake news.
I haven't watched regular news in easily for over a year.
I'm sort of in the same boat. I barely ever watch regular TV because it's such an inefficient way to get actually relevant information.
It's an old dated model nowadays. I don't.
Unless it's like PBS or something, that's still pretty good.
I guess.
Essentially, yes. These guys basically had the audacity to say, that they think that it's okay to shit on, working conservative people and so forth. But God forbid, what happens when you tell a journalist to learn to code?
Well, they call themselves journalists. That's like the funny thing too. They're not. They're biased and they just hate and divide people. I mean, how many BuzzFeed videos are there about how they hate white men?
Don't fool yourself.
Like, how many videos?
With the terminology. They're not journalists. They're propagandists.
And bloggers and so on. But essentially, yeah.
I have no sympathy for them. I really don't. You know what? Go ahead. Go learn to code. I don't care.
Well, if you don't want to learn to code, stay freaking unemployed or be a crazy swingman.
Maybe being coding will be actually useful for them. Hey, swingman is pretty useful too, if you know what I mean.
And that's assuming they can even survive in the in that sort of job
cyber
market.
world.
I guess like the internet, yeah.
Hey, why not learn how to code and learn how to swing? Then they could accept payments in like Bitcoin,
Hey, I mean, if you learn to code, you can basically write some sort of algorithm to basically block all these right-wing trolls that are hounding you for it.
Oh, but then they'd have to learn math.
That's too much responsibility for these types, man.
Yeah.
That's
why did they become journalists in the first place? Like, I heard it had to do with something like gender studies and useless college degrees.
That's how it all begins.
Oh, God,
don't learn math coding in college.
Don't even say
go
that.
to one of these toy factories and then
honestly, most modern colleges and universities are scams that are intentionally set up so that you
go to trade school. Don't go to college.
Yeah, trade school is probably the best option.
I know someone who's like 30 years old, still paying off their debt that they got like easily when they were like 19. You know what I mean? It's complete BS.
My uncle went to trade school.
I know that's sort of a hard thing to live with, but just if you don't get a credit card and you don't even have a credit score, then you just barely have problems most of the time.
So, guys, I don't know if you knew this, but the Learn to Code meme was actually kind of popularized by James Woods.
Who's that?
I think I heard him.
The real James Woods?
Yeah, like that guy.
Wait, I think I know him.
Celebrity that guest stars on
things. It on Twitter.
Yeah, he posted on. I mean, he's really in the tank. Like he doesn't like users, and now.
Sorry, I'm pretty illiterate on most people who are considered celebrities.
He's like one of the few conservative celebrities out there. His Twitter account was actually banned, I think, a couple times because he's
dude, what?
Things. Yeah.
I mean, then again, I don't have any social media. So.
Well, my favorite conservative celebrity is Dick Masterson.
All right.
Who's that?
Oh, it's a long story, but anyone have drank Soylent before or used the bottles?
What?
The Soylent bottles. Have anyone used them before? Like, try to open them.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, but just to get back on.
Just wondering because I saw some people try to open it, but it cut them.
I'm not can't say I'm familiar with it. But
I just find it so funny and weirdly ironic that these left-wing celebrities can go on Twitter, make death threats,
and then have no repercussions at all.
And now when the shoe's on the other foot, they basically cry to their Twitter daddies.
Exactly.
You see, that's why I ignore those people and don't let them into my life.
Meme, you get banned. How crazy is
this?
that?
I mean, all it took was somebody to get suspended was learn to code like 3 times and the sentence once.
Wow. That's messed
That's
up.
pretty pathetic.
And then you got Kathy Griffin calling for death to the kids at Covington.
Oh God, yeah, that.
Yeah. Did you see that
Okay,
tweet?
death. Seriously?
Not yet.
Oh yeah, violence, death. She wants to dox their families.
So threatening.
Okay, hold on.
Who
is this?
on children?
Yeah, high school kids. Yeah.
But she's not the only one.
Who's this? Who made this right? Kathy Griffin? What's she so supposedly a celeb for? Huh?
Is the bar so low that it's in the Marianas Trench?
I
didn't
guess
say
so.
how I do the Earth's core.
Oh wait, no! Didn't the TV show already do that joke?
What joke?
Bar being so low it's in the Marianas Trench. I don't remember where I feel like I remember that from somewhere. But whatever.
But yeah, so the left is so afraid of memes. It's actually quite weird. Especially because they can't meme themselves. Like this whole learn to code thing, it's just like the NPC thing. They're like, "Oh, how dare you!" And we're just laughing our asses off, like, whatever.
I mean, it's basically just poetic for them too. That when they can dish it out, but they can't take it, especially when they get laid off.
Just recall that. Just know that the left wing spectrum is just as large as the right wing spectrum. You know, it's not just limited to these people. There's a lot more people out there, and some with way more. I don't even know how to describe it. Kind of opinions.
Go right ahead.
Yeah. So what?
This almost makes me. Have I ever talked about how memes are almost like the software equivalent of genes, and how it almost seems like the ideas that survive are the ones that actually are helpful, but then a lot of it almost seems like we're having a pattern of anti-memes existing in modern day, where there are these ideas that can only reproduce by being parasitic on people's minds.
I really like the Orange Man bad meme. It's just so funny to say. It's so relevant.
Because you're orange, right? Because you're orange.
It's just
I mean, they call Trump an orange, but they
no,
just...
I'm talking about Avira, because Avira is orange.
Oh, is that orange doggo bad?
Oh, fake news. Fake
news.
Come
on, Avira is the best. Candy corn doggo is cutest.
I mean, like, most of the memes I know are Reddit tier or Facebook tier. Don't read those shit. It's terrible.
Oh, wait, did you hear how Facebook... didn't I already say that? Facebook is getting banned from iOS devices. A lot of its apps were breaching the...
Oh, God, yes. If that thing really did happen...
Well, about time.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, as far as Facebook goes, yeah, they're basically full of fake users. And yes.
More than... At least 50%. There was actually a study done by a whole bunch of collaborative research groups that is showing that an estimate of 50% of accounts on Facebook are automated.
Are what?
So, bots,
are
right?
automated accounts.
Yeah.
It's that bad.
Meaning that they're not even real accounts? They're just bots?
Yeah. Oh, they're bots. Or their company accounts that are literally automated.
Yes.
Just remember. No, not just remember now.
Which means that Facebook is probably going to get into some big time lawsuits because of its advertisers, the way its algorithms work, the way it just distributes the ads is based off of user content. And now that the scale has tipped to the point where at least half of the accounts are not user content. That means that a good portion of advertisements are going to no one.
Yeah.
So this is some sort of a pyramid scheme, then.
It is. Just before I wrap up, I do also want to say one thing about Facebook.
Companies are basically paying Facebook for nothing.
Yeah. Also, I want to say something that I think you like. Facebook actually paid people to use their own VPN to harvest data.
It was literally data harvesting.
Yes, they paid people to do it.
They're paying you for your soul.
You see, the thing about that, beforehand, they didn't pay you. Now that they're actually paying people, I have a feeling that it's because they're getting a lot less people to mine data from.
Money goes in, money goes out. Money goes in. Wait, who's paying who now?
Nobody knows.
Yeah.
I did with Facebook a long time ago.
And it's really what it's become, is like this metadata collection on people is almost equivalent to like stealing people's souls. It's that bad.
Yeah. Also, I heard that Facebook banned a lot of people from Vietnam from using Facebook. And that they moved to mons.com.
Oh, and Russia too. They're banning Russian accounts simply for being Russian. Did you see that story? About,
so that means that the Russian user are going to go to mines.com too?
We can all agree here that Facebook is absolute shit.
Yeah. I dodged that bullet right from the beginning. I never even made an account.
Good.
Yeah, same here. Same here.
Although I bet they still have an illegally made shadow account on me.
Yeah.
Shadow account? What do you mean?
What, you don't know about the shadow accounts?
Never heard of that.
This sounds like some saucy stories right here. I'm listening.
Okay, so basically, with all of the data that Facebook is able to collect on its users, if you do not have a Facebook account, they make a shadow account if you are even referenced by other Facebook users by name.
Furious.
Oh, yeah.
Which means that they have accounts for you if they have a probable, idea that you exist. And they will collect all of the information that they have on you in that shadow account. And the only way to delete that shadow account is by making a real Facebook account and then deleting it.
Sheesh.
Fuck Facebook. Anyway, yeah, we'll just kind of wrap this up. And we'll move from here. I think we'll probably move on to the next item.
We got way off topic there.
Discussion. Yeah, it's all right though. I mean, I love to get a chance to basically dump on Facebook.
Honestly,
I'm totally not biased. But yes, this is the topic that you yourself nominated, eh?
Yes.
I'll start by screen sharing the LimeWire video first.
Oh yeah, all right. You start first.
But absolutely, yes. This topic, as you kind of wanted to put it, has
all right. Let's watch.
Well, yes. Here we go. Just to kind of summarize, this is more about like who here remembers using. Yeah, I wish I had, but who here remembers using something like Napster, LimeWire, or any other program that lets you download early, 90s, 2000s.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't remember using it.
I know, I did.
Can you turn on the audio? Like, I can't hear.
I got captions on.
Yeah,
but yes, when I was like a teenager, I basically popped up Airs and got a lot of music and anime from it. Sure, it took an eternity, but hey, those were the good old days.
I've used the internet since I was 3.
Fun. But you know what though? So what is the big concerning deal here then?
I think it's a bunch of old white people fretting about something that it was something that they consider a threat. Really, that's not really that much of a threat. Crap like this was bound to happen regardless of what you do. If not P2P, then something else. Something else would have taken its place. And yeah, they can do their best to try to protect people from it, but it's going to get to them some way or another. It's hard to stop things on the internet. Very, very hard.
And one of the main problems with LimeWire specifically was you can download anything. And there was actually a lawsuit regarding...
I think the video even mentions that you can download LimeWire Pro from LimeWire.
Oh yeah,
that's pretty good.
What's LimeWire Pro?
I mean, movies, music, literally anything on LimeWire. It was file sharing. I mean, you can do anything.
And then the main problem with what really ended up having it getting taken down was that the only way to determine what a file was its name.
Right. You couldn't preview it.
You couldn't preview the files. But because LimeWire and all of the other softwares at the time that existed alongside of it, we wouldn't have had things like Netflix or Hulu or any of those things. That all came from the model of LimeWire.
Exactly,
The
and that goes
ability
back to
to game the content instantly at your choice.
And that goes back to the conversation we had about how, things lead to other things. They'll eventually be, combined with other things to make better things. That's not really abstract, but you guys know what I'm talking about. We just had this conversation.
Yeah, and this is a very good example of how technology and the law are not necessarily in sync. It takes time for the law to catch up.
Yeah, speaking of that other video that I sent you, Joel. Oh, sorry for interrupting.
Absolutely. I'll properly screen share it and pop the captions on. This is basically a little shift to copyright now.
And how copyright, by its own nature, is
bound to fail.
Except for lawyers.
It's basically, so you think it's basically, a Ponzi scheme of sorts.
Oh, yeah. It's totally bonkers.
Indeed.
Oh, God. Digital media in China. Practically non-existent.
$6 billion, Elon Musk.
And essentially, what do you kind of want to elaborate here as well? Like
TikTok.
Oh, God, yeah, I love that.
I mean, TikTok is really just the new Vine. One died, a new one got born.
Indeed.
God,
why are they showing all those videos?
I'm not sure what this is. Is this TikTok or?
It's TikTok, YouTube, and massive things, and
you want copyright stuff, right?
What's the word? The captions aren't capturing enough of the content to get the idea across. Do you think you could ad-lib it, Joel?
I wish I knew how to screen share audio, how to audio share at the moment though, from certain channels. But
just put your microphone up to your speakers or whatever.
Oh God, I don't have it.
If you're using a headset, with a flexible microphone, you can do that. That's what I do.
Yeah, that's not how I roll.
And there's also ways to do it software.
Well, why don't you just try and read the segments of the captions that are the most relevant?
Yes.
Well, I suppose I could try that, but all right, I'll see what I can do.
Yeah, even if you have to skip through the video to get to the most relevant sections.
But essentially, so what do you think? Just while I'm doing that though, so why do you think this basically is a kind of a a Ponzi scheme? Is that just because you basically followed on from somebody's idea, you could get into trouble? Like, isn't that how things progress?
Actually,
and
how
when
about
it comes to
sorry,
LimeWire though? I mean, I think about this. Like, you can just burn CDs by yourself and just give them to friends or sell them.
Exactly.
Yeah, and by copyright law, that's technically illegal. And like people were saying that that it's going to kill the media industry. But honestly, the media industry is the bad actor in this situation.
Exactly. I mean, that's just like the tape recording industry and how that fell to home recording.
Record 2 videos.
Right. Huh? There's also, I'm not the only one who does this though, but I want to go to the next kind of topic though that was kind of similar to this, was the idea of preservation.
A lot of things, like a lot of important pieces of internet, video game, or even digital culture,
yes,
because of copyright laws, will eventually become, unretrievable or deleted if people don't pirate them.
Yeah, right. And that's where we want to go to illustrate our next point.
Like Club Penguin.
I did just want to
make one last point. Is that copyrights mean nothing on the internet.
I mean, but I just wanted to make one last point about that. There is a very big difference between simply uploading an entire song that you didn't create to YouTube and then making your own custom music video for said song, or just having parts of a song in a video.
I mean, sure, that's fair use and, you know, doing a creative change to the video by adding your own content to it. But then again, shouldn't the original also be preserved so that, you know, people can, you know, have it when they want it? Otherwise, making it so that only the people who are the copyright holders have that say on who can have it.
If they lose that copyright, they don't have that say, and legally speaking, it becomes no one's property. And that doesn't mean just anyone can grab it. Which is real unfortunate.
So I just
as we all know.
Back to that one, I think there was a quote in that one earlier video that said, let's say that I had one apple and you had one apple, and we traded apples. We would still both have one apple.
Indeed.
If I had an idea and you had an idea and we traded ideas, we would have 2 ideas each.
Tasty.
Yeah.
That's the difference between data and physicality.
Very, very true.
So, just to get back to illustrating a point with Nintendo, though, it's said that they admitted piracy is the only way to preserve your content, your history of games, and what have you. And just to note, just as an interesting aside, the Nintendo's Wii Shop channel is going to be shut down. Well,
they've shut down a lot. They shut down the Netflix app for Wii as well. I really. Oof. My sister used to use the Wii Network a ton. You know, she used to do like online tournaments all the time, and I would watch her. And it was really fun. You know, we were both real sad when the Wii Network was brought down. It was a great network.
Yeah, but you know what I find absolutely odd? Nintendo admitting piracy to preservation, but on a side note, though, they're basically so adamant against emulation.
So they still want us to buy their software, even though they admitted that piracy is the way. That's pretty hypocritical.
Well, this is where things are going. Because imagine if you buy a game, like you just download a game, but then the server goes down, or the company goes out of business or something. Then you lose the game and you're out the money. If you had a physical copy, you could still play the game. That's why a lot of people, when Spyro 3 came out, it was rumored that it was only going to be like 2 out of the 3 games were going to be download only on the server. And then there was worries that, well, if the server goes down, or, if a PS5 comes out or something, then what? The game might not be accessible. And this is what's happening with Nintendo right now. There are games that will not be accessible because they shut down the store. And that's why they're saying, well, you should probably just pirate the game yourself and, have your own copy, because we're not gonna be responsible for that.
Jolt, I just had a last minute idea. I'm sorry I didn't send you the link ahead of time, but I'm going to forward it to you right now. It's on the topic of piracy and how piracy becomes the only option in certain situations if you really want the information to be out there. Now, what I just sent you is a link to something called Sci-Hub. Sci-Hub is basically the alternative to Elsevier, which is basically all of the scientific journals that are out there, you have to pay to subscribe to. So to actually get the new scientific information, you actually have to pay the journalist hub instead of the authors.
Yeah, the thing about that is that the scientists who actually do the work don't get any of that.
They don't. And so things like Sci-Hub were created so that all of the scientific journals can be it's basically a pirate site for actual scientific data.
That's why it's aptly named the Pirate Bay of Science.
And the best thing about that is that the scientists support that.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
But Sci-Hub is being banned in certain countries because it's technically the copyright law, and because the journalist sites are the ones that have the monetary power to back their right in quotations to be paid for all of the scientists' work.
Discovery.
Yeah, screw that. I'll go on whatever website I want.
At this stage, it's kind of just evident. Maybe we should take a a more kind of approach to this, and maybe if they want to basically up there for the, like you said, that maybe piracy as it's used is kind of a misnomer. Like maybe they're not using it to distribute for,
I mean, take it as an example. Here's an example of why the term piracy, when it comes to data and software and all intangible media, is a misnomer. When you steal something, you take something from someone.
Yeah.
When you pirate something in quotations, in referring to data, what you've really done is you've made a clone of that thing. You haven't stolen it from them. They still have their thing. You've made a copy of it.
Mm-hmm.
For example, let's say that somebody stole your car.
Mm-hmm.
But instead of your car being missing, your car is still there.
What, they stole the blueprints to make the car? Like China
That's
does?
basically it. They stole the blueprint to make the car and made a copy of your car. That's it.
Well, that's not what pirates do. Pirates raid and plunder.
That's why it's a misnomer.
Well, I guess it was felony. It was over $500. Let's say you fired some, I guess, multiple games.
Also
something really expensive.
I mean, sure, the people who made the work should be, thanked and, paid for their work.
No,
but at the same time, every copy of all time, even if there's a copy for everyone, it's just like they're being paid for the rest of all time until that copyright runs out.
Yeah, maybe.
Even if the person dies, the copyright doesn't die.
Until 70 years, But that's kind of how it works.
This is along the same reason why, works by Robert Frost, I think he's an American poet. Because copyright lasts 70 years until things go into the public domain, you could not quote any works by Robert Frost until just this year, or you would have to pay them.
Well,
who is
same
them?
thing with Michael Jackson.
Who paid the owner or the publisher?
The family of the people who are still holding the copyright by Robert Frost, which was the American poet from back during 1923. Let that sink in.
What if he didn't have any family?
Somebody would still basically
there's his guardian or someone
would still reinforce the copyright. Probably the copyright system of the United States.
But nobody would be around to sue anyone, though.
Right.
Exactly the point.
So theoretically speaking, you could do all you want with it, and the most they could do is just give you a DMCA takedown notice. Or I think that's the word for it, DMCA.
It's still basically censoring.
It's stupidity, is what it is.
Right.
Sorry if I'm emphatic on that.
It's all right. But I think at this stage, though, we'll try what your idea as well at the same time.
Whose idea?
Yeah. Just as a
audience time.
Yeah, just as an aside, I would think So just so we guys, to our listeners, I invite you to basically not only to post on our live comments some more on your experiences on our topic, and what we've covered in the news cycle, but also I invite you to feel free to ask the panelists any questions that you have for the kind of the remainder of a show. The next 10-15 minutes. So feel free to talk to us on our live comments, and we will definitely voice them out and respond from there.
Sort of like a pick your own topic for the last segment.
Indeed. Also, as we were just kind of winding down, but just as a just to kind of start with, I still remembered how to go all days though. Dude, I'll straight up say on in my home country, Indonesia, literally sells a lot of bootlegged stuff like Photoshop, music.
Wait, whoa!
Oh, bootlegging Photoshop. It's fun for the whole family,
Have any of you seen some of the streams by Vine Sauce?
Wait, seen what?
I couldn't hear you there, Douglas. What?
Do any of you remember the streams from Vinesauce Joel, where he did an entire multi-hour long show of him just playing bootlegs for the laughs? And one of my favorites was one called Granddad. It was a bootleg of Mario but took
Flintstones?
assets from a Flintstones game, and it was so hilarious.
Jeez.
What's the scariest one, the disturbing one? Like, what's it called? The Felix the Cat one, where like Felix rips his face off and shows like disgusting skull.
So, can I just pause you there? Okay, yeah, we did have a bit of a contentious live comment that we're going to answer though.
Yeah,
Halsey asks, "What is your thought on Kero?" Okay, so for me personally, look,
wasn't that?
I think it's not great that he's kind of left because the mob justice has come to him quite immensely that they've basically done all these things, sent him threats under. But I'm not here to take any sides. I'm just here to say that mob justice has essentially gone way too far. And
it's an unfair thing, and it's a shame to see someone like him go, regardless of whether or not people thought he was guilty or not.
No.
So what?
He's an American citizen, right?
Indeed, yes.
In our country,
That
it's
is
supposed
true.
to be guilty until proven innocent. Innocent until proven guilty.
guilty.
But social media
That's
has
the
it
internet we're
reversed.
talking about.
Right, and the thing is that what they accuse him of bestiality could only get you a misdemeanor under Pennsylvania state law, and the fact that they're I'm not. I'm not super thinking that he left, but
it's still a horrible thing.
yeah.
I mean,
no
my
doubt
state's
about that.
bestiality is illegal
To
since we
animals.
first came here.
But
I
I
mean-
honestly don't know whether it's true or not, so I can't make an
Any
honest
judge-
opinion on it.
I mean, there
I don't
hasn't
think
been
anyone really knows
there
if it's
hasn't
true or
been
not.
a case on it yet. Apparently they may still be investigating, but I haven't seen any court cases or anything come up yet.
Oh,
I
the thing
really
is,
thought he was going to die. I thought he was going to kill himself.
He actually kept a really, really cool head throughout the process. You can see it in his posts.
He may or may not have handled it well, but at the same time, well, he could have stuck by his guns a little bit if he knew he was innocent.
Well, can I say
Could have
something?
stuck. But as it stands, we're at the situation that people have really got
I
Gotta go
read
back and
all
stand.
the comments and how you talk.
sad.
Wow. All right.
Anyway, let's go back.
So, are there any more comments from?
I'll read a couple of live comments from the past that we might have skipped through. Boxcutter Husky, I wonder how Putin feels. Not just about maybe one day he'll see Zabivaka with the Belarusian mascot. Let's hope the furries don't get to their hand. Well, if he sees the one where the furries have gotten the grubby hands on it, well, nukes are coming out. The nukes are coming.
Oh, God, the nukes are coming.
And not to mention too, regarding the Facebook accounts being banned on Russia.
They are.
I don't think.
Well, are they gonna go use Minds.com like the Vietnamese did?
Where is the new Zabivaka? We were basically covering it on the show earlier. Earlier in this episode, we showed you a mascot. Yes, and
yeah, his name.
So,
was,
are there any more comments from the comment section?
Mostly,
Dojo was sadly lost from furry culture. Well, yeah, rest in peace, Dojo.
Yeah,
Like,
let me think. There's a couple other things too. Like other remarks. Crystal Lover asks, "I'm starting to think MySpace was easier."
Oh man,
The early days of social media was something of a different story altogether. I mean, I remembered my brother was quite big into using Bebo instead of when they were competing against MySpace.
Come to think of it, on the topic of MySpace, when the site shut down, all of the data that was contained in the MySpace website didn't get deleted. It got transferred. It got preserved, but is no longer accessible except for the person who owns the actual domain, which all of that data actually got sold to advertisers.
Well, that's perverted.
Although there was something really good about the MySpace age where, you could technically program your own sort of website using them as a host.
Oh, we have.
Remember how people could embed their own music into their own MySpace thing?
Sort of sounds like Facebook and WordPress combined, eh?
I guess. So, any more comments from the comment section?
SDS Darkus basically was made a little remark that he wondered if we saw. If you want to something along the lines of, if you want a real government shutdown, see the Ubisoft The Division 2.
What do they do?
Honestly, if you want,
he said
it's not a government shutdown if they're not still collecting taxes.
Now,
honestly,
I'm not
though,
sure what that is.
Yeah,
Ubisoft, and he said what he did was offensive for Division 2. I'm not sure I know exactly.
I'm sorry, I don't know that reference.
Well,
I mean, it was a reference from when Trump basically shut the government down in an attempt to secure funding for the war, and now Ubisoft made the joke. I'll pop this up. Right, yes. Come and see what a real government shutdown looks like to advertise the game called The Division 2.
Oh no, why?
I mean, if you had the balls to stick through it, you probably...
I mean, on the government shutdown as a topic, just as like a little mini topic, the whole government shutdown thing was about how Trump wanted to get funding for the wall, right?
Oh god!
Yep.
Oh god, guys, no! Somebody posted something in the comments. The first
I saw. Why this general audience?
Of Lessick. Oh god.
Delete.
I saw it.
Delete.
Wait, what was it? I can't even see the comments.
It's a link. Delete it.
I'm not going to delete the comment, but it's that's not. I'm not going to screen share it. For your own sanity, I will not screen share that picture. I saw it.
It's the first picture of the
my word,
that was
that game, but
I'll be damned.
I'm not gonna see. You don't want to see it.
God
But
damn it, Furry.
If I may make a comment,
yes.
Instead of building a wall, why couldn't we just solve the illegal immigration issue by removing the welfare magnet that attracts millions of people to cross the border illegally?
I know, right?
And then stop destabilizing the Middle East with endless wars, and then end the drug war that incentivizes smugglers to cross the border in the first place.
Yeah, that would be removing the entire Democrat Party from America.
Well,
it's a long process.
Those problems go a lot deeper than you'd think they do.
Well, yeah,
it's not simply over a matter of ignorance and truth.
It would work much better than just building a wall. And plus, why a wall? Why not build a moat?
Yes, with a dragon.
What do you want to build?
Building with alligators.
We're trying to copy Israel. Why don't you try copy Israel?
Hey! And Cultus said Israel has 2 walls: one to keep out all the welfare mooches, and one, to protect them from terror attacks.
Wait, what would one Attack on Titan type of wall?
These matters are not merely a black and white situation here. You know what I mean? There's a lot more to it than just a bunch of people fighting over this and that.
Right,
and another
much deeper thing,
All of these people are flooding, out of Venezuela and trying to, come to America and all the surrounding countries because their own country's imploding.
All right, so we got another little question as well. What is your opinion? Sorry. Go ahead.
The USA is going down the drain.
Come to America because of the outdated notion of the American dream. People outside of our country still think it's real.
People inside our country still think it's real. Are you kidding me?
Exactly.
I guess we just got to vote to make America great again.
Yep. And basically,
why don't make both Americas great again and fix Venezuela? That way, they'll go back to their own country and have a Venezuelan dream.
Right.
And if we're going to use such a generalized term as America, why not make the entire American continent great again?
It's the spirit.
But then again, what was not great about it is the main problem.
What's not great about it?
The thing is
South America. I say South America.
No, South America is not the one that's not so great about whole America.
What's causing it to not be great?
It's a meaningless term that's designed so that it can't be refuted.
Exactly. It's a slogan, just like support our soldiers.
Exactly. Oh, yeah, I was about to make that example. Yeah.
It's supposed to be a statement that's supposed to be unrefutable.
All right.
And if you do refute it, you're going to be called un-American,
propaganda.
And if you do, you're going to be called un-American if you do refute it.
We've got
solid evidence to back it up.
We've got time for a few more questions to our viewers though before I close this up. But there's one in particular. What's your opinion on national Nazbols, aka National Bolshevists?
Oh,
guys.
God. They're just as worse as National Socialists. Are you kidding me? National
they're
worse.
basic. They're
not
freaking
started.
My
They're
response is Max Stirner.
Max Stirner was an egoist, damn it.
Exactly. That's my response. Max Stirner.
Also,
Max Stirner was like a. Max Stirner is like the basis of like a lot of concepts on the internet today. You're like, cyber piracy. That had that you can find connections between egoist anarchism and that. That's the notion of we don't care what's.
Huh? All ideas are tools. Use them as tools, or tools will use you.
Precisely.
Can I say something?
Go ahead. We all say something.
So like, wait, what was the topic again?
Whatever you want.
No,
it's just a free kind of discussion while we kind of wind down for the last.
Okay, something about the government trans military bill that's recent. That's like.
I mean, the government not only has the government stopped the trans from serving properly, not just for their own safety, but for the for the good of the American military. But also there's another trans bill as well that says that trans people are not allowed to compete in certain sports, such as weightlifting.
Well, it's technically cheating.
Oh my word! That just reminded me of something I've wanted to rant about for weeks now.
Wait, can we just segue right down to like just trans sports or just regular sports?
Before you do that, though, I'm gonna do a quote by George Carlin. Basically, he does this quote on how, I think it's on piercings and how, damn it, I forgot the quote. Sorry, you continue.
I can say something again.
Yeah, go ahead, Dooney.
About like the NASBO. Matt Pack posted a thumbnail of a NASBO flag on his Mario is a Communist video. So she just think that it probably just looked like a Mario symbol with a communist flag, but it turned out to be like national Bolshevism.
Basically, what they did was they took a shit on the flag of Nazi Germany and called it good, as if it was already a good flag somehow,
Yeah, I mean, like it's still the same thing, but I think that's even worse than Nazis.
I think it's both a load of shit. I think they both don't deserve to exist.
Yeah,
and when you really look at it, the National Socialists was what the really Nazis were, and the communists were just two sides, two different, versions of the same thing.
Yeah.
Essentially speaking, yeah, both authoritarian, both were deeply against certain
capitalist values.
Both had communistic tendencies, and they both ended up destroying each other.
Or fascist tendencies, they're both, they both really.
Fascism is actually the opposite, but it's still on the authoritarian scale, so it's just as bad.
Yeah, they're just as bad, really.
And you know what the modern equivalent of fascism is?
Wait, what? What you say?
I'm sorry. What did you say?
The modern equivalent of fascism is megacorporations usurping governmental authority.
That's kind of what we're seeing right now. Like
Silicon Valley
have become
That's the modern equivalent of fascism. Is corporatism.
Corporatism. Yep.
Like they guess the Silicon Valley.
That's really what gets ignored. Yeah, Silicon Valley, all of them. They're basically trying to usurp government authority with their own authority because they have basically unanimous control over their own digital platforms.
The thing is that could have been stopped if Korea government never happened. If that wasn't a thing and that was made illegal, sponsorship of the government.
All right.
Hold on. Let me explain about that.
Guys.
Oh, we're right.
I think we are at this stage, though. I think we're about to wrap this up.
Aww.
I know. As much as I'd love to keep this going, we can always do it. Post it up afterwards. I've got.
Can I just say something real quick though?
Sure.
As a closing statement, sure.
But draft, if a military draft comes around in the U.S., all you got to do is just fake being transgender. You won't be able to join the military that way.
Yeah,
but That's got to be a secondary though. Primary's got to be trying to get to Canada first. If you can't get to Canada in time, or like they bar the border for some reason, you just fake being transgender. You won't be able to go into the military.
Yeah, but do not identify as an Apache attack helicopter, or they will recruit you.
Why you identify
why did
something
you
else?
want to be recruited? Like maybe live the dream.
Why you identify?
Actually, no.
And don't specify what model either. That'll just get you more likely.
Actually, don't just say you want to be. Be the helicopter.
Wait, you talking about transformation thing, right? Don't be
no. Like gender identifying yourself as a Apache.
Well, why you define as mayonnaise?
I love how this closing statement totally span off.
That's all right. Well, you said yours now. So, to the rest of the panelists, you guys got any other closing statements? One at a time.
I think things went pretty well.
All things considered, it's chaotic, but it's not.
But it was much more lively. I liked it.
That's the beauty of it, you know. The chaos is the beauty of it.
Yeah. Toonie, got a closing statement?
Yeah, all I have to say is like I have a fun time here,
as always.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, also I'm not black. Don't call me the N-word, okay, please.
Hey, no guarantees here, man. I can't ban people from our group for saying that.
And also, I'm going to buy the A&E ticket now, so yeah.
Hey man, your life.
Your
life, you know.
Yeah,
you do what you want.
I met Toonie in real life. He's not black, just for the record.
But he is Vietnamese, right?
Yes.
Well, yes.
Yeah, and you got a closing statement?
Well, I guess we'll just leave that there then.
All right. So that
means comments from the audience.
Yeah,
I guess
that's pretty much that though. To our audience though, thanks for being with us on the ride this week. I hope you did not just to learn a lot, but I hope you basically kind of, you were quite entertained. We enjoyed making this episode. Sometimes I did too, curating stuff, and I know some of you here want that new, the next Zabivaka.
Oh, I
Come
do.
On, don't lie.
Yes, I do.
I'm looking at you,
I'm not lying when I say I hope it doesn't happen.
Well, I bet it's not going to happen. That's my bet.
But yes.
But I know that, it's probably going to happen anyway, even though I don't want it to.
All right. Rather than that, though, just a daily reminder, the rest of our episodes can still be found on YouTube, audio versions on Podbean, iTunes, Google Play Store, Stitcher, and more to come. And of course, this is us signing out for the week. Until next time, farewell.
Again on the show.
Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye.
Last time.
Bye.